Hey everyone, I'm betting you're here because you're as excited as I am about the future of finance, especially all the cool stuff happening with crypto and how it's changing how we manage wealth.
Yeah, it's definitely a fascinating time to be watching this space.
For sure. And today, we're doing a deep dive into something that's making waves, Binance Wealth.
Ooh, interesting. I've heard whispers about this.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz. It could be a major shift in how the wealthy invest, let's just say.
High rollers, huh?
Exactly. We're going to be looking at an article from Binance Academy. It's called What is Binance Wealth? And unpack what's going on.
Sounds good.
Okay, so first things first. What exactly is Binance Wealth? This isn't just your everyday trading app, right?
Right, it's a whole different ballgame. We're talking a platform designed specifically for those managing money for high net worth individuals and their clients. It lets them invest directly on the Binance exchange.
Wow, so basically bringing crypto to the world of, like, private banking and wealth management.
Yeah, exactly. And what's really interesting is that as of right now, November 2024, Binance is the only crypto exchange in the world offering this kind of integrated service.
Whoa, really? The only one?
Yep. Which is why it's such a big deal. It shows how Binance is recognizing that there's a growing appetite for digital assets, even among those who are used to the traditional world of finance.
I guess it makes sense, though. Crypto is becoming more mainstream all the time.
Absolutely. And Binance is really trying to bridge that gap between traditional finance and the sometimes, let's be honest, intimidating world of crypto.
So they're making it easier for people who are used to a certain level of, I don't know, hand-holding maybe, to get into crypto.
You could say that. They're creating a platform that feels familiar and secure, which is crucial for attracting high net worth individuals.
Right. These are people who are used to a certain level of service. So how does it actually work? The article mentions active and passive investing. What's the difference?
Good question. So, with active investing, as the name suggests, it's more hands-on. You're actively trading, trying to beat the market.
Okay, so more for the day traders and people who are really into the technical analysis and all that.
Exactly. Whereas passive investing is more about long-term growth. It's more of a set it and forget it approach.
So like index funds and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. It's about letting your investments grow steadily over time without constant monitoring.
Makes sense. So they're trying to cater to different types of investors with different levels of risk tolerance.
Absolutely. And one of the cool things about Binance Wealth is that even if you're working with a wealth manager, you still have the final say on all investment recommendations.
Wait, really? So you're not just handing over your money and hoping for the
But
best?
you retain control, which I think is a big selling point for a lot of high net worth individuals who are maybe a bit hesitant to fully dive into crypto.
Makes sense. I could see how that would be reassuring, especially if you're not super familiar with the crypto world.
It takes away some of that fear of the unknown.
But there's a catch, right? I remember reading that it's not available to everyone just yet.
You're right. As of right now, November 2024, it's only open to corporate wealth managers.
So individual investors are out of luck for now.
For now, yeah. It seems like they're doing a targeted rollout, focusing on wealth managers first. It's probably a smart move strategically.
How so?
Well, by starting with wealth managers, they're tapping into an existing network of potential investors. It's a way to integrate their services into the traditional wealth management world more smoothly.
Ah, I get it. Kind of like a soft launch before they open it up to the masses.
Precisely. And they're making a big effort to assure wealth managers that Binance Wealth is a secure and trustworthy platform.
Well, yeah, I imagine they'd have to, especially with all the scrutiny on crypto these days.
Oh, absolutely. Regulation and compliance are huge concerns, especially for those dealing with large sums of money.
I guess it's all about building trust and credibility.
Exactly. And I think Binance is doing a good job of addressing those concerns. I mean, Catherine Chen, head of Binance VIP and Institutional, said it best.
What did she say?
Hold on, let me find the quote. Here it is. Binance Wealth significantly lowers entry barriers by providing them with direct access to the deepest crypto liquidity within a secure, regulatory compliant platform that both managers and their clients can trust.
That's a pretty powerful statement. It sounds like they're really committed to making this work.
They are. And it makes you wonder, could this exclusivity be a strategic move to gain a foothold in the wealth management market before opening it up to individual investors?
That's an interesting thought. Kind of like a way to test the waters and iron out any kinks before going mainstream.
Exactly. And if they do eventually open it up to individual investors, what could that mean for the average person who wants to get into crypto?
It could be huge.
Yeah.
Suddenly, sophisticated wealth management tools that were once only available to the super rich could become accessible to everyone.
Now that's a game changer. Democratizing access to these kinds of tools could really shake things up in the world of personal finance.
Definitely. And it wouldn't be the first time Binance has tried to bridge the gap between traditional finance and crypto. They've been doing it for a while now, actually.
Oh yeah, for sure. Their tri-party banking solution, launched back in 2023, was a big step in that direction.
I have to admit, I'm not familiar with that. What was it all about?
It basically allowed institutional clients to manage their fiat currency, traditional money, alongside their crypto holdings in a really secure way.
Ah, so making it easier for institutions to dip their toes into crypto without completely overhauling their existing systems.
Exactly. And it was a huge success. So Binance Wealth feels like a natural progression of that strategy,
Yeah.
taking what they learned from working with institutions and applying it to the world of wealth management.
It's really interesting to see how Binance is kind of leading the charge here. They're not just reacting to changes in the market, they're actively shaping the future of finance.
And that's what makes them so fascinating to watch. They're ambitious, innovative, and they're not afraid to take risks.
I think that's what a lot of people find exciting about the crypto world in general, right? The feeling that anything is possible.
Absolutely. It's a sense of possibility and disruption that you don't always find in traditional finance.
So we've talked about how Binance is catering to the wealthy with Binance Wealth. But what about the rest of us? Is there a place for us in the Binance ecosystem?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'd argue that Binance is just as committed to serving the needs of everyday users.
Really? What are some of the ways they're doing that?
Well, let's talk about peer-to-peer trading, or P2P as it's often called. It's a completely different way to buy and sell crypto, and it's opening up a world of possibilities for people all over the globe.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Tell me more. Okay, peer-to-peer trading. I've heard the term before, but honestly, I'm not sure I totally get it.
I get it. It can seem a bit confusing at first. Basically, it's a way to buy and sell crypto directly with another person without going through the main exchange.
So kind of like cutting out the middleman.
Yeah, exactly. And our next source, an article called What is Binance P2P and How to Use It, breaks it all down really well.
So what's the advantage of doing it that way?
Well, for one thing, there's a lot more flexibility. You're not limited to just the trading pairs that are offered on the main Binance exchange.
So I could potentially find like more obscure cryptocurrencies that I wouldn't be able to trade on the regular platform.
Exactly. Or you might find someone who's willing to trade using a payment method that the main platform doesn't support. It opens up a lot of possibilities.
I see. So it's all about like more options and more control.
Yeah, you got it. And another really cool thing about Binance P2P is the global reach. It connects users from all over the world, allowing them to trade directly with each other.
Wow. So you could literally be trading crypto with someone on the other side of the planet.
Yep, that's the beauty of it. And often, these transactions happen completely outside of the traditional banking system.
That's pretty amazing when you think about it. It's like
Yeah.
a whole new financial system emerging. But, okay, let's be real. Isn't trading directly with someone online, like, kind of risky?
It's true, there are some risks involved, but Binance has implemented a bunch of features to make it safer. For example, they have something called an escrow service.
Escrow service, what's that?
Basically, it means that Binance holds the crypto until both parties have completed their part of the deal.
Ah, so it's like having a trusted third party overseeing the transaction.
Exactly. It adds a layer of security that you wouldn't necessarily have if you were trading independently.
That definitely makes me feel better. So P2P sounds like it could be a good option for someone who's maybe a bit more comfortable with taking risks or wants to trade outside the mainstream offerings.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And you know what? It can also be a really good way for newcomers to get into crypto.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well, they can buy crypto directly from other users using payment methods they're already familiar with, and often the fees are lower than on traditional exchanges. It's a much more accessible entry point for a lot of people.
I see. So it kind of removes some of those initial barriers.
Yeah.
That's great. So we've gone from high-end wealth management with Binance Wealth to the more, let's say, adventurous world of P2P trading.
Yeah, it's quite a range, isn't it? And it really shows how Binance is trying to cater to a wide spectrum of users with different needs and levels of experience.
It's impressive, actually. It speaks to their commitment to like democratizing access to crypto. But speaking of accessibility, I think we need to talk about something that's essential for anyone using Binance, whether you're a seasoned trader or just starting out depositing and withdrawing funds.
Oh, absolutely. It's the bread and butter of using any exchange, and it can be a bit daunting for newbies.
Yeah, I remember when I first started, figuring out how to move money in and out was a bit of a headache.
I hear you. But luckily, we have this great article called Your Guide to Binance Deposit Withdrawal that makes it super clear. It walks you through everything step by step.
That's helpful. I know a lot of people get tripped up on the whole wallet address thing.
Right. It's really important to get it right. The article stresses that a lot, double checking addresses, making sure everything is accurate.
Security is paramount for sure.
Absolutely. They also talk about the importance of two-factor authentication. That's a must-have for protecting your account.
I totally agree. It's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to your crypto.
Couldn't agree more. But beyond the security stuff, the article also highlights all the different deposit and withdrawal options available on Binance. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Like what?
Well, you've got your standard bank transfers, of course, but they also support credit cards and even a bunch of third-party payment providers. It seems like they've really gone out of their way to make it easy for people to move money in and out no matter where they are in the world.
That's a good point. The more options you have, the more accessible it becomes to a wider audience.
Exactly. And it all ties back to that idea of financial inclusion that Binance seems so passionate about.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
High-end wealth management, the flexibility of P2P trading, and the nuts and bolts of moving money in and out of Binance. It feels like we're starting to get a pretty well-rounded picture of what Binance is all about.
I'd say so. But for those who are brand new to crypto, I think it's important to mention one more resource, the Binance Beginner's Guide.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The Crypto 101 crash course.
Exactly. It covers all the fundamentals, explaining things like blockchain technology, different types of cryptocurrencies, how to use the Binance platform, all that good stuff.
Even someone like me who's been following crypto for a while, I still find those beginner guides helpful sometimes. It's good to go back to basics and make sure you've got a solid understanding of the fundamentals.
Oh, for sure. It's like a little refresher course.
Yeah.
And the Binance Beginner's Guide is really well done with clear explanations and helpful visuals.
So if you're listening and feeling inspired to finally take the plunge into the world of crypto, I highly recommend checking out that guide.
Definitely. It's the perfect starting point for anyone who wants to understand this exciting and rapidly evolving space.
Okay, so before we wrap up this section, let's do a quick recap. We started by diving into Binance Wealth, which is targeting high net worth individuals. Then we explored the more decentralized world of peer-to-peer trading, which offers a lot more flexibility and control. And finally, we touched on the practicalities of depositing and withdrawing funds on Binance.
A whirlwind tour of the Binance ecosystem.
For sure. But now I want to shift our focus to the bigger picture. What does all this mean for the future of finance? Where do we go from here?
It's pretty mind-blowing to think about, right? All this innovation happening so fast.
It is. It really feels like we're at a tipping point, like the whole financial system is on the verge of a major transformation.
And Binance is right there in the thick of it, leading the charge. Yeah. They're not just watching it happen, they're actively shaping the future. It's like they have this grand vision of what finance could be.
Yeah. It's not just about, like, making a quick buck. They seem to be genuinely committed to making crypto more accessible and inclusive.
Exactly. It's not just about serving the wealthy. It's about empowering everyone to participate in this new financial system.
It makes you wonder, could this be the moment where crypto finally breaks through to the mainstream? Could Binance be the company that makes it all happen?
I think it's definitely a possibility. They're certainly well positioned to do it. They have the technology, the reach, and the vision.
And the momentum. I mean, they're constantly innovating, pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch. And a little bit scary, honestly.
Scary. How so?
Well, change can be disruptive. And the shift to a more decentralized financial system is going to have huge implications for everyone.
You're right. It's not just about technology. It's about power. Who controls the money? Who has access to it? Who benefits from it?
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to be having these conversations, to be thinking critically about what this all means, to be asking the tough questions.
So what are some of the questions we should be asking?
Yeah.
What do our listeners need to know to navigate this new financial landscape?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's about education. Taking the time to learn about blockchain technology, about different types of cryptocurrencies, about the risks and the opportunities.
Knowledge is power, right?
Absolutely. The more you understand, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions.
And it's not just about making money. It's about understanding the bigger picture. How is this technology changing the world? What are the implications for society as a whole?
Those are the big questions we need to be grappling with, and there are no easy answers.
But that's what makes it so fascinating, right? The unknown, the possibility. It feels like we're on the cusp of something truly revolutionary.
I agree. And it's up to all of us to decide what role we want to play in this revolution.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a call to action. Don't just sit on the sidelines, get involved. Educate yourself, explore the possibilities, and be part of shaping the future of finance.
Exactly. The future is being written right now, and we all have a role to play.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of finance.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.